Okay, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I'm very delighted to welcome you all for exciting and entertaining meeting number 258 of Dynamic Leaders Forum, Area 3, Division H, District 120. I am Savita Venkatesh, Surgeon at Arms for today's meeting. Before I start the meeting, let me wish you happy Eid if you're celebrating or Yugadi. Have a wonderful year ahead. It's new year, so let everything goes and let this new year be prosperous and wonderful for every one of you. So let's kick off our meeting now. So, Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. It has more than 16,200 clubs in 145 countries. The mission of a Toastmaster club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self confidence and personal growth. Let me share the ground rules of today's meeting. Please remain on mute until asked to speak. Kindly refrain from speaking about sex, politics, and religion during the entire session of this meeting. It would be great if you appreciate the speakers by showing thumbs up or claps by clicking the reaction button. Please note, we will be recording this session for the educational purpose and it will be published on YouTube. Let me hand over this session to our presiding officer. Our presiding officer is a student who is a Bharatanatyam dancer, who is an agricultural student who is pursuing her studies, and she is a present VP of our club. Over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Abhinavya. Okay. I think Abhinavya is joining now. So let us just give a moment. She just joined now. Uh, Toastmaster Abhinavya?
Yeah, I am
Yeah,
back
you,
very
yeah,
sorry.
that's
Hope
okay.
I'm audible, visible, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah, over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Yes. So, welcome to another inspiring and enriching meeting of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. It is my immense pleasure to be the presiding officer of today's meeting. Toastmasters is more than just a meeting. It is a journey of growth. Each time we step up to speak, listen, evaluate, or lead, we are sharpening skills that will serve us in all aspects of life, whether it's in our careers, personal relationships, or community engagements. Think about the last time you were truly moved by someone's words. Maybe it was a powerful speech, an inspiring conversation, or even a simple story that changed your perspective. Communication has the power to inspire action, bridge gaps, and create meaningful connections. That's why we are here to refine this essential skill, to learn from one another, and to support each other in becoming best speakers and leaders we can. This is a space where mistakes are celebrated as learning moments, and every speech brings us one step closer to becoming confident communicators and effective leaders. As all of you are aware that the renewal season is ending tomorrow. If you haven't renewed yet, grab the chance and do your renewals as soon as possible so that you can continue your learning without any interruptions. With that, we have one guest here with us today, guest Priya. Guest Priya, would you like to introduce yourself to our club? Okay, we'll come back to you, ma'am. We have another guest, guest Gopika. Yes, Gopika, would you like to introduce yourself to our club? Okay, no issues. Back to you in
Hi.
some time. Yeah,
Hi, am
yeah.
I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I was sent this invitation from my college, CIT.
So,
So I'll be listening today.
okay, yeah. Can you please give a small introduction of yourself? Like, where are you from? Where are you? In which college you are studying?
My name is Sofika and I am first year student in CIT, pursuing computer science.
Okay, that's great. Great to have you, Gopika, with us today.
Thank you. Looking forward.
Hope you'll have a good time with us. So, yeah. Before we go ahead, today we have a special session in which Toastmaster Lata would like to share with you a small story, or I guess some tips. Let's hear from her. Toastmaster Lata, over to you.
Very good afternoon to dear Toastmasters and guests. What makes your personality? Put your heart, mind, intellect, and soul to even the smallest acts that you do every day. This is the secret of success. Swami Shivananda. Whenever you meet a new person or friend, their appearance is the first thing we notice. But once we strike a conversation, their personality stands out, making a lasting impression. Personality is a unique combination of traits and behavior that form in response to influences like nature, genetic predisposition, experiences, and environment. Your interest, motivation, your self awareness, your belief systems, personality Personality can be changed in response to a significant life event or through consistent effort and discipline. Personal development means you are working to consciously improve and transform yourself. For personal development, a few suggestions or tips are waking up early, having a disciplined and organized life, starting a new hobby, and maintaining it, improving communication skills, journaling, exercise, and being authentic and honest. For professional development, reading, effective communications, learning to say no, thinking creatively and out of box, being curious and be a lifelong learner, manage your time well, self-care, volunteer for social cause, and build lasting network and relationship. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lata. I hope I myself will put it into use. And yeah, thank you for your insights. Now, moving on, it's time for me to invite our Toastmaster of the day. He is working as a software test engineer with a happy family. He takes interest in media, politics, entrepreneurship, and learning new things. Today, he is here with a very unique theme. Let's welcome Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nagamanikya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinavya, for the warm introduction. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Once again, I welcome you all for the wonderful session today. So, to start with the theme, if you can all imagine your childhood in your school days, during your school days, if you were all sitting in a bench inside the classroom, boys on the left side, girls on the right side, if it is a co ed school, you can all see some students, some notorious guys who will be always putting kneel down in the class near to the entrance of the class. And those guys normally they don't have pencil or pen or eraser or notebook. They always borrow from your fellow friends. And most of the time, the teachers will hate those students. And yeah, if you could see or imagine your classmates by that time, I was also one among them during my schooling days. And during my school days itself, I was like, for example, if some of the students are trying to sit back to the toppers whenever they arrange the class exams or class test. Normally, our class students, like they want to sit behind the topper so that they can copy easily from the toppers. But even by that time, I used to find a place where where I have a good ventilation, or I used to find a place where to sit under the fan, even without studying or without knowing the context of the test. So that's how I was careless guy by that time. Even though I don't have studied or prepared for the test, I have my own set of fans. They used to sit behind me. Do you know why? Because I was an expert in copying. I can easily copy from the books. I have a principle during my school days. I never ever copy from another person because legends copy directly from books. So I used to copy directly by keeping a book under me and covering it with the lunch bags. And I just act like sleeping, but I will complete the test within 10-15 minutes before the topper. And I used to help my fellow classmates. And I feel like I am a mass hero by that time. So this was all. These were all happening. I was hanging along with my friends. It was a very happy childhood for me. Uh, and days passed on. Then I moved to college, and still I was an outstanding student. The advantage here in the college is like in school I want to use I used to put kneel down, but in college normally they used to say get away from my class so we can go and get some fresh air outside, and like yeah, we can plan something else. That was my attitude. Even during my school days also, like like normally girls used to have kerchiefs, but I used to have two kerchiefs with me always, because I have two knees, so like always to put kneel down or to be on the safer side or to be proactive, I always carry the kerchief with me. So that's how it was. Yeah, the reason why I have an interest in studies, but I was not doing, I was not, what to say, giving enough push on the studies. Uh, and even in college also the same thing happened. So when I was thinking all these memories, how I was a person in during my childhood or college days or even now, I I I came across this word again and again, the procrastination things. I think this was a major barrier in my career. So to talk in detail, I have read through a lot of articles, and I have taken some interesting thing. What is happening exactly inside the procrastinator, the master procrastinator's mind? I always wonder when procrastinators like me, if they are working in some environment, what would the non-procrastinators would think about me? How will they think about myself? Like how this guy is acting like this, how this guy is behaving like this, what they will think about me, or what is the exact difference between these two people? How the procrastinator will approach a thing, how the non-procrastinator will approach a thing. So that's how we are going to discuss today. With that, let us jump back to the session. Uh, yeah, for the benefit of the guest, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. The meeting is divided into three sections. So normally the first session would be the prepared speech, but today we have the story telling section where the members will be delivering their prepared stories. And the second part is the table topic section where the members can practice thinking and speaking on their feet, which is my favorite part. And of course, guests are also welcome to participate in this round. And the third part is the evaluation section, in which all the prepared guests, all the prepared speech, like today, yeah, of course, today we don't have the prepared speeches, So I think Toastmaster Sridevi ma'am will evaluate all the stories for this. And after that, we have the general evaluators, and they will give their feedback about the overall session. So with that introduction about the theme, I will introduce our general evaluator today to evaluate the overall proceeding. So we have Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, an ardent poet who enjoys holding the mic and pen to create her own masterpieces. She is a passionate data architect with a deep love for technology, and she thrives on continuous learning. I welcome Toastmaster Durga Balasubramaniam on stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nagamanikyam, for your warm introduction. So today it's my duty to introduce my Taggle team, who will be taking care of the entire general evaluation session. So first, as part of the Taggle team, I have my timer, Toastmaster Ruby. So Toastmaster Ruby is an engineering student who has deeply passionate about social work and who finds joy in making positive impact in the society. So let me welcome Toastmaster Ruby. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My role today is to keep track of the time and to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly and on schedule. I will use the green, yellow, and red card to indicate the time prompts. Green means you have reached the minimum limit. Yellow is a warning that you are midway, and red is something where you have to conclude. For storytelling session and for evaluation session, at 2 minutes I shall show the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds I shall show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes I shall show the red card. For table topic session, at 1 minute I shall show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds I shall show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes I'll provide my report when called upon the general evaluation. Let's have a timely and productive session. Over to you, general evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruby. So next, let me introduce my R counter Toastmaster Abhinaya. So the Toastmaster Abhinaya is a diligent Vice President Education of Dynamic Leaders Forum who has diverse skills as a dancer and as well as a badminton player. So let me call upon Toastmaster Abhinaya. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Durga. A very warm good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As your counter today, I'll be listening to each one of you very carefully and note the use of illegible words and sounds like such as and, well, you know, I mean, but, etc. and poses. I shall submit my report when called upon by the General Evaluator towards the end of it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinaya. So let me call upon today's grammarian for the day, who is passionate business analyst and vibrant VPPR of Dynamic Leaders Forum. So let's call upon Toastmaster Savita to take over this. Over to you, Toastmaster Savita.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Durga. So today my role is grammarian role, where I will be taking a note of any exceptionally good usage of English language and also good phrases, good words which we can use it further, and also poor selections of words or poor grammar. However, we will be talking about word of the day also. The word of the day for today is gold brick. The meaning of this word is the practice of doing less work than one is able to, or invent excuses to avoid a task. The sample usage is John wasn't gold bricking, he was really sick. And there is other usage which I can give you is look out, they don't gold brick you. Anybody would like to use it? Anyone would like to try
He
this
pretended
word?
to be busy, but his boss quickly realized he was trying to gold pick.
That's wonderful,
And avoid the
Toastmaster
hidden job.
Janaki. Yes. So anyone So grammar is something that we are using from our childhood, from our school days, but still we struggle a lot. So let's see who does well this session. I'll keep a track of not so good usage and also poor usage of words and good words as well. I will be providing my report once our general evaluator calls upon. Over to general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, grammarian, for introducing the word of the day and explaining about your role. So next, let me call upon our idiom master, Toastmaster Vignesh, who is a passionate businessman who loves to travel. So let's call upon Toastmaster Vignesh to talk about idiom master. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you. So, hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, our idiom is break a leg. It means break a leg means good luck. I once told my cousin break a leg during his exams. He looked at me in shock and said, "Why would you curse me?" I told him break a leg means good luck. He was not convinced. Next day, he called me and said, I failed in maths exam and also twisted my ankle running for a bus. Your idioms are dangerous. Moral, idioms are fun only if you understand them. So I would like everyone to use idioms today. If you don't use idioms, you will have a fun punishment. I'm going to call 2% randomly for a quick game. Thank you.
Thank you, idiom master, for the innovative way of introducing this role. Next, let's call upon our listening master, Toastmaster Janaki, who is an educator, writer, reader, someone who is fond of writing and follower of the habit called consistency. I think that's how she is postponing the procrastination as well. So let me call upon our listening master, Janaki.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster for the introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, storytellers, speakers, and the guests. I'm Toastmaster Janaki. Today, I have a privilege of playing the role of listening master. Before me explaining about my role, let me share a short story with you. There was a teacher in the classroom, and she randomly gave all the different color balloons to the students. And she asked the students to write their name on it and blow it and tie it and throw it in the classroom. Immediately, all the balloons started to fly in the classroom, and she asked all the students to come and stand aside. And now, she said, I have a task one for you. Go search your balloon. You have 30 seconds. The clock was ticking. Students didn't pick it. And she said, fine. Now, pick whatever balloon you have in your hand. Go and find that person and give it to them. Now, everybody started to do it, and within 30 seconds, each one had a balloon and they found a person and they gave it to them. Now you might think it, why this story, that too from a listening master? Very simple. When you listen to others, we help them to find what they're looking for. And just like we might find something in the meeting too. Don't neglect it. So do listen. Being a good listener is just important as a good speaker. As a listening master, I will note interesting tidbits of information from our speakers and the storytellers and ask you questions near the end of the meeting. Now, little reminder, don't be a gold brick. When it comes to listening, pay attention, stay engaged. Who knows? You might hear something good. And to all the speakers, break a leg. Bye bye. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, listening master. You captivated everyone with your small story. So, with that note, I have apart from the Taggle team, I do have a special evaluator today who is going to be listening throughout the evaluation speeches, and she will evaluate. So, until then, break a leg to all the speakers and role players. Let me hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nagamanik. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga Balasubramanian. Yes, let's break a leg. So I'll just continue with the theme today. So as we were discussing, what is exactly happening inside the brain of master procrastinator? For that, we all know that if we study properly, we will get a good college admission. And if we study properly in college, we'll get a good job. And if we do good in job, we'll get a better life partner, better family, healthy, wealthy family. So our life will be very great. Is it not something? Is this something new that I have told to you now? Is it something we all don't know already? So these statements, we all know it already, but still we are not doing it. Why? Because, first of all, before getting into that, we all want to be successful, and we have a long term vision and plans, long-term goals like that. So these all thoughts are popping in our mind because of one person, because of one character in our mind. So that character, what I would like to call here is, let me share my screen and I will show you. Okay, just a second. Okay, can you all see my screen? Oh, can you all see my screen? Can someone confirm?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But it's showing. Okay. Now we
Yeah.
can see
Okay. Yeah.
rational decision maker.
Yeah. So this is the character in our in human brain, which is called as the rational decision maker, who will be always rotating the wheels, which is responsible for our thinking or thought process or whatever we achieve in our life, struggles, bad or good. So this rational decision maker will always make us, suppose if you want to attend a Toastmaster speech preparation next week, this rational decision maker, what it will do is, it will always think that in mind, and it will start to take a paper, take a basic hint, and start writing the structure of the story, what you're going to prepare. It will always do those things, and it will make you prepare for that part. And it is also responsible for your decisions on, for example, long-term investments. And uh, if you want to prepare for an interview or for a like, it doesn't allow you for the instant gratification things. It will always focus on the long-term benefits. So this is the person who is responsible for that, which is inside the brain. And in this picture, if you can see the another guy, and this instant gratification monkey, this is the another guy who will be present only in the procrastinator's mind. So this guy will always have, like, this guy will always have to want, will it will always try to fetch the wheels from the rational decision maker. That is the intention of this guy. And this instant gratification monkey doesn't have future, or it doesn't have past. It is just, it doesn't have any memory. It is just focusing on the present. It always want to get the wheel from the rational decision maker, and in the end, who will win? You all know, right? So it is always in the instant gratification monkey, because this gives instant pleasure, and this monkey focus only on the part which is fun and easy and leisureful things. We have another guy, which I will explain in the next schedule. With that information, I will jump back to our meeting. I will just let me. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. So with that, we will get back to our storytelling session. So today, we have our first speaker, who is a passionate business analyst, and she is a member of International Institute of Business Administration and charter member of Bangalore. And her hobbies are doodling, mandala designs, and listening to music. I welcome Toastmaster Savita on stage.
So, can I start? Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, before I start my cutie story, let me ask you a question. From morning till now, how many of you are actually complaining about your day-to-day activities with your friends, with your family, with your co-workers, and actually within yourself? How many of you? Can you please raise your hands? I think almost everyone does that, right? So let me share a cutie story today about a drowsy young man who was really very frustrated with everything what he does. He used to complain every day to everyone, and he was the apprentice or a trainer to a old master. And this old master was very tired of this young drowsy man who was always complaining. So, what he did, this master asked the young man to get salt. So, after he got the salt from the shop, he asked to mix this salt in a glass of water and asked him to drink. Can you please drink this water for me? And he knew how that water tastes. And the young man was like, he frowned his face because his master is telling him he has to do it, right? So he just sipped the water and he said, Master, it's very bitter and it's too salty to drink the entire glass of water. So the master listened to the young man and they both went near the lake. So the master told the young man to put the same amount of salt into the lake. And the young man swirled the salt into the lake. And when he was swirling, the master said, Can you please drink the water now? The young man was surprised. What is this? Okay. So he just took the water, and when the water was just dripping down the chin, the master asked, How does it taste? The young man said, It's fresh. For that, master asked again, Does it taste salty? He said, No, master, it's not, doesn't taste salty at all. So, dear friends, at this time, the master went ahead, kept hand with the young man, and said, Complaining is just like a pain. If you do it very often, it builds up. The pain is just like a pure salt. It's neither more, neither less. It all depends on the container in which you're putting the pain into. So the pain should not be in a container where it exceeds the bitterness in your life. So he also said, you should, when you're in pain, try to empathize yourself and express and enlarge your vision so that the bitterness will not impact your day-to-day life. So, dear Toastmasters, do you want to be in a glass of water or do you want to be in a lake? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Savita. Let me introduce the next speaker. I welcome, the next speaker who we have is a fun-loving and a nature-loving person. I welcome Toastmaster Felix on stage. Toastmaster Felix, you are in mute.
It was March 27, cold, breezy night, not here, in Kuwait. The four friends, Naga, Vignesh, Ruby, Janaki, were returning from the college. They suddenly spotted an abandoned mansion. Their curiosity aroused. They just wanted to enter into it. When they approached the gate, they were pulled inside the mansion and the doors were slammed. and the smoke were emanating. It's like the lights were scattered like pearls, and that felt like a desert smell. And yes, the seals were shattered, and the devil emerged from the prison. Yes. Then the matter went to the quiet officials. The government declared an emergency because they want to bring under the devil under control before the new moon day. They tried all the measures, but couldn't happen. Finally, they came to know the one person with the sweetest voice can control the devil. So they called Savita. Savita then called Abhinavya for her assistance. Both entered into the mansion. Then Savita started singing, Rara, Sarasakurara. Then Abhinavya started dancing further. On seeing this, the devil apologized. Please, it came under control. Then the devil was put inside the pot. It was completely sealed. And the government decided to airlift the pot to Chennai to immerse the pot in the river Kaveri. While airlifting, it was missed in the airport. Then it came to the attention of Anand. He was so fascinated by the pot, he just picked the pot and opened it. The devil inside just flew like a lightning flash, and Anand, no, instead, devil got frightened because of the powerful and authoritative voice of Anand. It entered into the metro station. There, it saw the banner of Toastmasters, where Sridevi photo was there. Since Ghost was a huge fan of actress Sridevi, Ghost wanted to visit Sridevi. She went to Tirumudi. There, she actually smelled the aromatic flavor of idli sambar. Yes, Sridevi was having idli sambar before her morning walk. After she left for the walk, the ghost entered into the house and had all this idli sambar, and it was relaxing herself. Then she found the book written by Uma Mageshwari. She was so impressed with the book and wanted to meet her. So she decided to visit her, but mistakenly, instead of Chennai, it had come to Salem, her native address. There, it happened today's morning. I was coming from the church in the Salem. This ghost was following me, and just I turned back and asked. Then they tried to threaten me. Then I said, you see, I am the Toastmaster. I'm married for 12 years. No one can threaten me, okay? I know you are the ghost. Then she shared about all the details. Then I connected all the dots. Why you are targeting only the Toastmasters? Then she said, I wanted to be the Toastmaster in the previous birth, but that couldn't happen. So this time I want to join. Then I told, yes, you have come at the right time. Tomorrow is the last day for the renewal. You can very well join. Okay. Ghost, you are a guest for today's meeting. Okay. Now the ghost is nearby. You say hello to all. Hello to all the Toastmasters. Yes. Okay. And you have all the friends all over the world. Ours is online club. Anyone from anywhere can attend the meeting. Okay. Then you will be asked, the ghost, you will be asked about the feedback of this meeting. Okay. Toastmaster of the day, make a note of it. Over to you.
That was a laughing on the floor. Like I remember the acronym. Fine. With that, I will let me call upon the next speaker, who is currently doing a business in his native, and his hobbies are reading books, watching movies, and spending time with his friends. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Vignesh on stage.
Thank you, sir. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I am going to teach you something more valuable than a PhD. Silence, the art of passing without study. But first, let me give you a warning. Never name your child starting with the letter V. Why? If you do, they are doomed to sit in the first row during entire exams, during their entire school life, like me. Others would sit comfortably in the middle, copying like they were in the grand festival. Papers flying like kites, notes sat around like Diwali prasads, and answers spreading faster than rumors about free biryani. Meanwhile, me sitting in the first row, staring at the blackboard like they had just banned my favorite holiday. My brain started playing oldest Tamil song, saddest Tamil song in the history. ஓட 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 தூரம் குறையல, பாட 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 பாட்டு புரியல, போக 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 ஒன்றும் புரியல, ஆக மொத்தம் ஒண்ணு விளங்கல. But I had accepted my fate. Miracle happened in 6th standard. A girl joined our class. First rank, super intelligent. The kind of person who wakes up at 4 a.m. and drinks boost and solve maths for fun. By divine blessing, she was made to sit right next to me during exams. During first exams, she was like a machine, just writing, no stopping, no thinking. And by accident, she glanced at me and she was shocked. I got the same exact paper like her. That's when the magic happened. If she wrote a line, I wrote the same line. If she underlined, I underlined. If she got a dead fly on her paper, I would have 2 on mine for extra marks. Then, that day she realized this is not ordinary copying, this is premium level copying. During next exam, I got to pass. But we got the strictest sir in the school. I whispered to her, do you know what she did? She just gave her paper to me. I was like, that day I realized I had a heart attack. If sir caught me, it would be like putting garland on my own photo. But I barely survived. And my friends, in exams, it's not what you know, it's who you sit next to. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. With that, I'd like to call upon the next speaker. She is an international bilingual novelist with 11 books and 4 audiobooks. She is also a handwriting trainer, a communication trainer, and a business coach. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari ma'am on stage.
Raise your hands if you have your own me time. We all love to have a me time, right? And my me time is strolling in the park in the evening every day. And I got a couple of walking buddies along with me. I met them over there. We used to chat, talk. Mainly, our purpose is to cry, crib, and curse about our mother-in-law, father-in-law, and obviously husband-by-law. So we used to do this every day. But out of a sudden, one day, a tall, well-built guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he suddenly started coming to that park. He used to sit in one bench and always observe everyone in the park. He used to take a mental note of individuals and mark certain people. His activity was very mysterious, and me and my friends were literally panicking in his actions. And later point of time, after a couple of days, I start approaching him, those people whom he was watching. He used to go to them, whisper certain words in those ears, and immediately their face reaction will change from normal to horror. And from our next day, we will never find those people in the park. We started getting more panic. What is he doing? Are those people fine? We are not able to find any contact information of those people. What is happening to them? After some days, because of my personal problems, I didn't went to the park for a couple of days. A week later, when I went, one of my walk buddy is missing. I was so tensed and I called her. Ramya, what happened to you? Why are you not coming to the park? She started wailing in the phone. Uma, please don't ask me that. I'm not going to come to that place hereafter. And she kept the phone in a force. I was so tensed. But okay, at least she's okay. She's not having any problem. She's safe. But I'm now wondering, what is this guy doing? And one day I saw him looking at me, observing me. I was so tensed now. I started avoiding him at all the cost. Whenever I go around the park, when I'm about to cross him, I feel as if I pretend as if I'm having some activity, some busy work to do in my phone or talking to someone, waving at someone, some sort of actions. Sometimes I do. Yeah, you're VP from that club? You have a speech slot available? Yeah, I'll come and give a talk. I'll keep my phone and I'll cross him in a hurry. One day he caught me. He stopped me. Madam, stop. He said. I was so tensed looking at him, whether he is having any kerchief with all those things that is sprayed so that he will put it in my nose. I was so tensed. He said, look down. I was looking around, but I'm not able to find. He said, look down. I saw down. I saw a weighing machine next to him. He said, I'm coming from that herba company. Do you want to check your weight? I was so horror struck. Out of all people, why he is asking me this question? And from the next day, my walking buddy called me. He asked, Ma, what happened? Why you not coming to the park? I wailed in the phone. No, Raji, I'm not going to come to the park anymore. Don't ask me any question. I kept the phone down. So my Toastmaster of the day. What about your me time?
Thank you for the wonderful speech. Yes, I hope we have completed the storytelling session. With that, let's jump on to the impromptu table topic session, which is the next part. Here we can also the guests can also participate. To take through with this session, I welcome Toastmaster, who is also a German language and soft skill facilitator. And when asking about the theme of the today's meeting, she mentioned that never put off till tomorrow what can be done today. The best way to get something done is to start doing it immediately. I welcome Toastmaster Lada Subramaniam, ma'am, on stage.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Toastmaster of the day. Now, let us start our table topic session. Just a minute now. Yeah. So, today's table topic session, I request any volunteer to come forward. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Shall I?
Yeah, please. So, this is your question.
Just a minute, ma'am. I will open my video. Just a minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What is a one specific
dreadful task
yes,
that you tend to procrastinate?
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. The procrastination that lead to negative attitude. Whichever is not convenient me, I often procrastinate. The thing what I write the report in my profession, that is a very hard task for me. I doesn't like. See, whenever I go for any sales call, outstations, I need to write the complete summary of the sales call. What happened? What the customer has said about my brand, right? He has agreed upon, or he is showing any buying signal. So everything I have to describe, I need to pass on to my senior manager. So it is a completely a dreadful task. It will drain my energy because I have the perception that it is a dreadful task. Everything is the mindset, right? So this was happening for a mind thing that it create a bad impression in my senior's mind. Then my manager called me for the review. Anand, at the deadline is over. You have not submitted your report, but you are month on month, you are achieving your budget. What is the usefulness? You are unless if you send the report, though you achieved your budget, you will not eligible to receive the incentive. You will not eligible to receive the fruit of the action. Why? Then he has completely given counseling and completely given me education. Then finally I got transformed. Friends, everything is a mindset. The procrastination is a mindset. There are two things. One is called as urgent, one is called as planning. If you don't plan, that become urgent. When you do anything in urgent, that will paralyze you, that will hamper your performance. Over to you, table topic master, Lata Subramanian.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the inspiring experience that you have shared from your personal life. Next,
Can I go?
any next who will be the volunteer? Yeah.
Can I go? I'm Janaki.
Yeah. Yes, welcome, Janaki ma'am. Your question is, you have a big project to complete within a deadline. What steps do you take to complete it?
Thank you, Toastmaster Lata. The topic, I have a project and the deadline is there. And what will I do? I basically have this weird habit. I'll take a pen, paper. Though I am quite good with system, computers, laptops, phone, I stick with paper, pen. And for today's work too, I have this. So once the project or the topic or whatever, it's fixed, it's came to a conclusion, the heading has been to a shape and the deadline is there, I will first number of dates available. Why? Because I am ready to give up my sleep with one condition. I will sleep ahead of that. So thinking, going for a walk gives me so much ideas. Going for a walk and sleeping gives me so much ideas. So I will either do walking or sleeping first, and I will jot down a day for that. And next, how things has to be done. That has to be taken into control. So I'll make subtopics to what I am supposed to do. If I have to allot somebody, that will be done. And one another thing is, I always pick cute albums so that when I work, that makes me so interesting to stay connected with the work, whatever I am. And I am pretty much sure, and I will be completing whatever things I have been allotted to or set to within the time they have given to me. There might be 1 or 2 days finding myself not doing it on time, but most of the time, 95% of the time, I am somebody who does things before the allotted times come. Why? Because I will give them time to sit and check with the work, whatever they do. I am somebody, you give me something on the deadline, I will not do the work because I cannot read or correct it or understand somebody's work. And I think that I am not supposed to do that particular activity to somebody. That is why. And over to you.
Wonderfully said, Toastmaster Janaki. Doing the work, planning out well in time, and preparing yourself to complete the task much before the time so that you have enough time to review and make revisions. That's wonderful. Next, we will thank you for volunteering for this question. Next, I would like to invite the next volunteer. Shall I call anyone from the audience? Can I call Toastmaster Sai Kumar?
Hello, ma'am. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am.
Your question will be, what realistic actions do you undertake to stay on track?
What realistic actions? Okay. So I think I can quote one example. Basically, I wanted to go for daily yogas. Traditionally, in my hometown, the yoga classes there is only one a trainer who does the classes. The class starts typically from 5:30 to 6:30. So normally, I have certain deadlines during which I cannot be able to attend the classes. So what I normally do is I keep alarm daily at 4:30 so that even if I'm not going, I should switch off the alarm. So it gives me a guilty feeling that if I'm not going tomorrow, I'm doing something wrong. These types of tiny things, maybe it is tiny for others, but it really works. So these things comes from reading books, I feel, because there are if you go read this book called Atomic Habits, it lists out many tiny things where we can improve our habits with very tiny things. At some point of time it becomes a good habit for us. I feel these things will improve. Thank you, madam. Over to you.
Thank you very much for the spontaneous answer. And very well, I relate to you regarding this habit of putting alarm and waking up early and staying on track. Next, any volunteers?
Yeah, I can go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Next is this. What tips do you follow to stay organized?
What tips do I follow to stay organized? It depends on the task, first of all. So if it is going to be a creative task that involves a lot of thinking and doing, I have a weird habit of just thinking about it for quite a long period of time rather than organizing it in a specific date or timeline. So I follow this one, like I put it in a jar and keep it aside in my brain, and it does the work. Suddenly one day I will get immediate ideas or something that relates to me, and immediately I will start off and finish off the work. So initially I was considering this as procrastination, but later I realized that no, it is not procrastination. It is the way I process my work. If it is creative, and of course, if it is going to be something that is process oriented, I definitely have deadlines, and I also will have backup dates, so that just like alarm, I have one alarm and then two alarm, so that if I cross that particular line, then I think I know that I'm not in a good position to wind it off. So I make sure that I complete it within the at least the first deadline or the second deadline that I have as a backup. So that is the way I usually work, and also making sure that the indications of what might go wrong, that is very important. So that I learn a lot from Toastmasters. I was yesterday talking to Toastmaster Anand, and we were talking about moments of truth, how important it is. Sometimes we assume and then do certain activity, but it will definitely take longer time than what we think. So we need to be considering those, and we need to keep a check and find out are we in the good pace? Are we doing it on the right time? That is something that we need to always keep a check and then do that. I do. But out of all the activities, I love the creative tasks that I do, because that really comes from the air. I get an idea and start working on it. I remember writing a script for 500 children in one play, all in one go. I was in a classroom and I got the idea. I didn't mind it was a classroom. I started just writing it down in the notebook and completed the script within that period of time. I was being asked to complete it for quite a long time. I couldn't, but on a single day I was able to finish. So that is how I work. Thank you.
Wonderful, amazing, Toastmaster Sridevi, for the wonderful tips about staying organized. You're a talented and creative person. So I think everybody has got their own style and way of working. So what works best for them, they have to figure out. Thank you so much. Next, I invite any volunteer.
I can take it up.
Thank you, Savita. Yeah. Yeah. How do you identify and eliminate your distractions?
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Lata, for giving me the topic, how to identify, eliminate distractions. So until and unless we don't get distracted, we'll not know whether we are really getting distracted. So the thing is, whatever you're doing, are you doing within a span of time? That is the first thing that you need to think of. For example, if you're writing something, or let's say I'm doing a design on the VPPR related stuff, if I'm not able to do it within a span of 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm getting distracted because of the kids, because of the mobile, because of my parents, or because of XYZ reason, I'll just shut everything out of my room, lock it, and ensure that I finish off that task and then move on to the other. That is the that is a scenario where the task needs to be done, or else I am a procrastinator by myself. So I do tend to procrastinate because of XYZ reasons, because of the priorities. So yes, getting distracted is nothing, but you should know that you're getting distracted also. That is more important. Secondly, you need to phase up the time, that you should think that you should finish off this particular task within this time frame. Then only you and ensure that you don't get distracted irrespective of whatever is happening. So I'm a person, when I was working, whatever was happening in and around, that was not my business. I used to concentrate on what I was doing. So that was a plus point for me, as well as the minus point, because my mom used to scold me so much that you are so much inside the laptop that you literally forget what is happening in and around you. So it's all about knowing yourself when you're getting distracted and taking action so that you don't get distracted going forward. Over to you, Toastmaster Lata.
Thank you very much for appropriately identifying your distractions and finding out strategies to prevent those distractions from affecting your work. Thank you so much. Next, I invite any volunteer for the next topic.
Ma'am, we have already reached the time limit.
Okay, fine. Thank you for the reminder. So over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for the opportunity. I thank all the volunteers for their participation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lada Subramaniam, for the wonderful session. With that, let's get back to the theme once again. So, as we were discussing about a lot of procrastination things today, one such incident happened in my, it happens on everyday basis to me, but I would like to remind one such incident. Normally, during my college days, we have to get Xerox copies of the books, local authors, foreign authors, and then we have to prepare ahead of the examination, right? So normally, when I used to get money, I don't like to spend money for books. So what I used to do is I used to go to a good restaurant and I will eat. People like students will be taking like they'll be standing in a queue outside the Xerox machine shops and taking copies and copies to prepare ahead for the examination. But I will spend that money for eating biryani or for non-veg foods. Then I used to sleep well. And when when the exam comes on that particular day, what I used to do is the travel time from my stop to the college is literally 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour it will take. So my friend who is having the book or who is having the Xerox copy, he will get into the bus in the next stop after me. So expecting him, I'll be waiting in the bus so that when he comes, he will tell the stories of all the 5 units, all the important questions when going from that particular stop to the college. So one day, same way, I used to get the stories from him, and I managed to clear all the engineering examinations. But one day he missed the bus that during the examination. Unfortunately, only we two belong to the same department in the bus. So all other students are seniors or juniors or like they are other departments, so they don't have common examinations. So he missed the bus, and cell phones are also not allowed. So the whole bus was preparing seriously for the examination. I was just seeing outside the window, and yeah, like that's how it was. So as Anand sir mentioned, when you don't prepare ahead of time, everything becomes urgent. So just before entering the exam hall, I used to stand out. I used to say to the teacher that I want to take the pen or paper. I used to come out and I hear some stories and I come inside the exam hall again very fast. So because of this behavior, I was successful, but I was successful in all the examinations. So this has never been a problem with me preparing it during the last minute or without having books. I have cleared the examination. This is the sentence I used to say to all of my students, like all of my friends. But one day, like during the third year, I got washed out. I got washed out with all the exam papers, and literally I was not able to accept that failure because in my childhood also, as you know, I have told my childhood, in my schooling, my college, I have never failed. I have never got less than 60%. I used to get some 7th rank or 8th rank in the school, and in college also I was an average student. But this time, during the third year, literally it shocked me. Like when I was seeing the result with my friends in the browsing center, it was mentioned F, 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 F. I was I was asking my friend, F means what? I don't think it's a failure. No, 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 it cannot be. Literally, I cannot accept it, and I was blabbering for 5 minutes to him. He understand my mindset. He told to nearby one of my friend take him safely to the room, like that he was saying. Because I cannot accept, I couldn't accept that I was a failure by the time. So yeah, this all things happen because I have never ever prepared anything ahead of time. If I'm going to airport, I used to take my passport and the resident card in the last 10 minutes before getting into the car. Each and everything I can notice. Each and everything I can notice. If you can ask me something, I don't know where it is. If you ask me my degree certificate, if you ask my laptop, so things were like this. Things were like this. But I realized one day I just turned the pages on the backside and I read all the stories of myself. Then I realized what a kind of person I was. It was a pure luck, or by God's grace, now I'm here with that level of procrastination. But yeah, with keeping this all in mind, I again, when I read about the brain of the procrastinator, I want to research about myself. It is like seeing myself when I was reading that article. uh, I again share my screen. So yeah, the first as I said, this is the rational decision maker, which is responsible to see the big things, big picture of our life, which is responsible for all the valid logic decisions that we take. And second is the instant gratification monkey, which is present only in the procrastinator's mind. It has no past or future. It always lives in the present. And this is also, the monkey is also good in a way in our tribal times. I mean, because it takes care of sleep, fun, pleasure, propagation, those things it takes care of. So it is good for animals. But if a dog lives his whole life with full of fun and easy, it's a huge success for a dog. And the monkey is a very good friend of dog, I would say. Monkey has done all the favors to the dog for his whole life. But in today's world, with the human civilization, if we want to succeed in a life, get successful in our life, this monkey is a disturbance because it doesn't want to take any hard efforts to live a life. And this is exactly the problem. So whenever the situation comes, you see, the rational thinker is always says this is a perfect time to get some work done. But this monkey is saying no. When Toastmaster Abhinavya, I remember last Thursday, she told that, can you act as a Toastmaster of the day? This person always, I want to accept that, but this monkey always says no. And between the fight, between the conflict between the two, this time, finally, I made the rational decision thinker to be success. You see? So Thursday night, fully on Thursday evening, when she told on Thursday night, I think this was happening between in my mind. And finally, this time the rational decision thinker wins. And not only that, in all situations, whatever the situation it is, we can sometimes they both agree. So you see the green part, sometimes they both agree they want to do together things, which is like suppose some pleasure activities, or if you're attending, if you're going for a badminton or game, which is also a fun, which is also a effort. So those kind of things they agree, and it is in the green area, green zone. And the make sense is things are which are really hard, which needs effort, which needs thinking to do it. And this is the easy and fun part, which I would call as a dark playground, where my case, like my category of people, were always lies in this area. So, as I said, often they have a conflict, but sometimes they agree and they do the things. And we have one more person in our brain. Oh, sorry. Yes. And we have one more person in the brain. I forget his name. Just a second. His name is Panic Master. Okay. His name is the Panic Master. So what it does is like he's always dormant, he's inactive, he normally sleeps, he never wakes up. But this monkey is afraid of only one person in his life, and that is the Panic Master. And the Panic Master, when he will wake up, is he will wake up only when the panic things happen, when the situation has a deadline, and when when you're going to meet the deadline, and still if things are not done, then the Panic Monster wakes up. And once the Panic Monster wakes up, the monkey literally got afraid, and it will try to give the wheel back to the rational thinker. So whenever we have a deadline, at least this Panic Master will help us to finish it off before the deadline. And that is the only advantage having the Panic Master. And that is why I think because of the Panic Master, I'm successful in my life. And even for today's speech, because of this Panic Master, I literally prepared my content by today morning. So this is what they are talking about, what is happening exactly inside the procrastinator's mind. With that, we can again get back to our business. Yeah, let me. I'm trying to unshare the screen, but yes. Okay, again, thanks. Yeah, so with that, now we will get back to the interesting part, which is the evaluation session. Let me welcome back our general evaluator, Toastmaster Durga Subramaniam, to have the feedback about the whole session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So before calling my tackle team now, it's time to evaluate the 4 scintillating stories as a speech for today. So we have a very special person, our area director, the great storyteller, to evaluate those speeches. So if not her, then who else can evaluate those stories? So let's call our storyteller, Toastmaster Sridevi Srinivas. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Durga ma'am. Good evening, everyone. And today I'm really excited to listen to the stories and evaluate the stories. So, Sridevi, break a leg. Fine. So with that, let me start. First, Toastmaster Savita. Your story was really interesting. I always love metaphoric stories that really stays in the mind and heart of the listeners every time. Whenever we look at the particular metaphor that you spoke about, it will remind us about the incident that you told and what are the message that you gave. So having metaphoric stories in a speech is really a brilliant idea. I love the way you constructed the story, like complaining. So I would say the starting point was like a person with a complaining mindset, and at the end, I was able to understand that how complaining often creates bitterness in the life. So the way you presented it reached out really well. Kudos to your effort. Fantastic. The conversation part that you had between you and the person and the master. So whenever we have a conversation part, we need not say, I said that. You say the dialogue, then he replied, and then a replying part. This I said and he replied. We need not say that because it is a written part of the narrative. Since you are presenting it directly, so you can directly present it in 2 different sides, or you have that leverage to do it on the stage. So that is one area of improvement, I would say. And another area of improvement that I would say is you started off with a metaphoric story, and then you were continuing the story, but before concluding the metaphoric conclusion, you came back to the reality, and then you told what happens if you are complaining. You asked that provoking questions. So rather than that, I would say, like, you finish off your complete metaphoric conclusion. So and then you compare it with the reality, just like the salt. We keep complaining, and it's the amount of salt that you add to the water. You can also bring an object, and you can bring a cup of water and then add salt to it and then present it, if you really want to take it up as an ISC speech for the next time. So that way your story will be even more valuable. Yeah. With overall, it was a fantastic presentation. The message reached very well. I could see a clear distinction from the starting point to the ending point, and I can think of that piling up into the container and spreading it across a lake. I can relate to it very nicely. So fantastic job, Toastmaster Savita. Thank you. Next, Toastmaster Felix. What a wonderful story, and how well you connected each and every one of us in this forum. So initially, I thought you're going, I was very sure that you will pull my name as well. Next time when you meet me, definitely I will prepare idli and sambar to you and to your ghost for sure. As a story, what I felt is you had a very good engagement with the audience. You were able to pull the attention of each and everyone. Each of us were listening to what will I do in this story, what will Durga ma'am do in this story. We had that curiosity to listen from the beginning till the end of the story. That was really fantastic. But coming to from where I was and to what happened to me. So the ghost had no idea about Toastmasters initially, but then it joined the Toastmasters. But what happened, how this change happened, could have been your narrative, right? So you took ad hoc events and then you finally connected it with the Toastmasters. So you could have given some specific points. So for example, you went to Uma ma'am and you realized that she is a great author. So you went to Anand. He is a fantastic speaker, right? So you could have, for me, you said idli and sambar. I don't know how that would be related to Toastmasters. So something related to Toastmasters you would have added, and then finally you would have said, like, Ghost was very curious about Toastmasters and then joined. Okay, so something like that would have been even more beautiful. So that's what I have noticed. But you were really engaging the audience thoroughly. Your strength is that if you just work on this script for your humorous speech, you will make it a wonderful success. So please bring the ghost to Toastmasters platform, and our renewals will go up. So fantastic job. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Felix. Toastmaster Vignesh, you spoke about the examination that you go and give, how you copy or something like that. So what I felt is you were doing narration of the incident from the beginning. Like you were telling that I will gain an wisdom, like I will not be able to get it from PhD, and so many what to say, initial hype was very high. But when it came to the story part was not very strong enough to convince me to that conclusion, right? So your body language and gesture could have added more elements to it, because I couldn't understand till now, how come your letter is V and how you are sitting in the first bench. So I thought you will answer that question. I couldn't understand. Probably the class finished and the next class came and then it was V, or you were asked to sit in the reverse order. Something you could have highlighted that here. So your story could have had, every story should have a problem and a solution. So you need to have little characters so we can connect to it and then present. So your story had characters, but the problem and the solution part was not clearly explained. So if you can do that, then your story will be beautiful. Good job for the attempt. And I really love the way you present every time with something innovativeness in it. So coming to the master author of 11 books. So you spoke about cribbing, crying, and complaining, and then your story took us to a different plane. I should definitely say we were able to see whatever you said. Like we were with you. We were with you in the park. We were talking to your friends. We were in fact, I could see that you walking with your three friends and the person coming like Arnold. So use the similes to make us visualize. That was really brilliant. And also you asked the yeah, so all those were brilliant. And I see that the story is like something like a thought provoking story. So sometimes we need to be, it is kind of a humorous one, right? So you ended up in humorous way, but I feel like we can learn what to ask and what not to ask when we speak to people. So how sensitive is a topic like checking weight that would shut people down from coming to that place itself. So I'm really awestruck with the maybe I would have stood and I would have given a shocker to him, or I won't mind if somebody says. But people should be very sensible on asking questions. So that's what I felt, the takeaway from the story. But the narrative was really brilliant. It is like leaving everyone with a question, and we could really ponder upon and think, or sometimes we can think about why we should take things seriously. We can develop that story in our mind as how we wish to, right? So that way it was a interesting story. You left it in a cliffhanger, and it was brilliant. So probably you could have, I don't have much suggestion to your story because it was a beautiful narrative. But however, as a story, if you can hook us to, do we really need to take things seriously? Probably that may be a question. Or do we really need to be sensible? At the end, one sentence could have made us to think in different perspectives. So that is the one suggestion I can give you. So overall, I enjoyed the storytelling sessions, and it was a wonderful session. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity, and over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Durga.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi ma'am. Actually, evaluating a single speech itself difficult, listening and then coming with the constructive feedback. You have listened all the 4 different stories, and it was really a great attempt to deliver a constructive feedback for the stories itself as a speech. Well, kudos to your effort. So with that, let me call upon our Taggle team. So first, let me call upon Timer, Toastmaster Ruby. Over to you.
My timer report is as follows. For the storytelling session, Savita ma'am took 3 minutes 27 seconds. Toastmaster Felix took 4 minutes 37 seconds. Toastmaster Vignesh took 2 minutes 59 seconds. Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari took 3 minutes 54 seconds. And for evaluation session, for speaker 1, Toastmaster Sridevi ma'am used 2 minutes 52 seconds. For speaker 2, she used 2 minutes 7 seconds. For speaker 3, she used 1 minute 36 seconds. And for speaker 4, she used 2 minutes 20 seconds. Next comes the table topic session. Toastmaster Anand took 2 minutes. Toastmaster Janaki took 2 minutes 6 seconds. Toastmaster Sai Kumar took 1 minute 17 seconds. Toastmaster Sridevi took 2 minutes 43 seconds. And Toastmaster Savita took 1 minute 58 seconds. This concludes my timer report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruby. Let me call upon our counter Toastmaster Abhinaya.
I think Abhinavya is having some technical issues.
No problem.
So we
So
can go
meanwhile,
ahead with the
grammarian. Yeah. Now
Okay.
let me call upon grammarian Toastmaster Savita. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for calling upon. So the word of the day is not used by many, but I would urge you to use cold break whenever someone is not doing their job. For example, let's say I'm a gold brick at sometimes because of the laziness. So we can use that. So it's an easier one. Instead of telling a person you are procrastinating, use the word gold brick so that they will not know what you are telling also. So they will search in Google. I had an amazing session today. I enjoyed a lot, and there are a couple of good usages which I would like to highlight upon. That is strolling in the park. That's a good one. I felt activity was mysterious. Wailing on the phone. That is a very good word. Kudos to Toastmaster Uma. Horror stuck. Um, Tiny things becomes good habits. I felt that is good. I cannot accept as a failure. Okay, that is something. Okay, you can exclude that. Seeing myself by reading an article. Rational becomes decision maker. So I mean, all the words that is used by Toastmaster Naga was really good. So we can definitely use those. Panic master. and awestruck, pondering upon, lift it on cliffhanger. That was something nice that Toastmaster Sridevi actually used it, which was really good, I felt. And the few sentences which I felt the past tense and present tense is always a problem. Maybe we should come up a session where we have to talk more on the past tense and present tense as an activity so that we know what we are talking about. For example, got frightened. Instead of telling got frightened, you can just say I was frightened. So that was the most appropriate one. And I cannot be able to attend the class. So instead of telling like that, you can just say I cannot attend the class. Not be able to was not needed is what I felt. And if I cannot go tomorrow, you can just say I cannot go tomorrow. Or if I'm unable to go tomorrow, something like that. So these are the few things that we need to keep in mind, especially when you're talking about the past. Use the past tenses, and when you're talking about the present, use the present tense, but we tend to miss out the past tense when we are using it. So keep those things in mind, and thank you so much. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, grammarian. Next, let me call upon Abhinaya. Are you available for a counter report?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, please go.
Okay. Hope I'm visible.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Okay, once again, a very pleasant good evening to every one of you. So I'll share my counter report. Okay, so today being a very interesting day, I guess most of us were using so many of the fillers and illegible words. No one, there wasn't a single person who didn't use. Savita used a few R's, so, and one and. Toastmaster Lata used few R's and few and. Toastmaster Naga 5 plus R's, 2 1 so. Sridevi, ma'am, Toastmaster Sridevi used R 3 times, twice, so 5 times. Toastmaster Durga used R1. Toastmaster Felix used and twice. Toastmaster Ruby R1. Vignesh. Most of the people today used the filler word R. And I also noticed that. Yeah, I also noticed that many are using extending the word like and the like that the extension is coming, so it is better. It won't be nice if you are using that while presenting a speech. So try to work on that, and just just take a pause, always take a pause before speaking out, because we are used to use the word while just before trying to speak. So just try to take a pause, don't say anything, and then arrange your thoughts and go ahead, speak. So that concludes my counter report, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinaya. Let me call upon our idiom master, Toastmaster Ignace.
Yes, ma'am. 3 people used idiom of the day today. First, listening master Toastmaster Janagi, Toastmaster of the day Toastmaster Nagamanikyam, and evaluator Sridevi ma'am. And I have one game. Who would like to participate? It will take 1 minute. You need to say a tongue twister 5 times. Is anybody there?
I can.
Okay.
And also Ruby can.
Sorry, I did not see you. Okay. Yeah, just I put it on chat box, ma'am. Can you try the tongue twister 5 times?
Okay. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would. If a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Super.
I think I did a decent job. Over to you,
Yeah, yeah.
Ruby.
Toastmaster Ruby,
How much
you have
would yeah. Oh, same
you
thing or
have
different one?
no different one.
Okay. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch?
Super. You both done a great job.
Should I need to
Over to you,
repeat
general laboratory.
3 to 4 times? I
Five
thought only
times.
once.
Five times he said, ma'am.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Okay, ma'am. Over to you, general laboratory.
Thank you, idiom master. So next I have my listening master. Over to you, Toastmaster Janaki. Also.
Good evening, everyone. Can I see all of them in camera, please? Like for next 3 minutes or 2 minutes? Perfect, fine. I have 30 odd questions and I have divided into 4 sessions. Okay, 4 rounds we'll have. First round, I'm calling it as adjective round. Okay, a lot of adjectives were used. So first, Toastmaster Sridevi happened to call Toastmaster Savita's story as what story?
Metaphoric.
Perfect, yes. Toastmaster Lata happened to tell Toastmaster Savita after finishing her impromptu session, TT, dash for identifying it. She appreciated her for dash identifying it.
Detractors.
No. Adjective. No words. She said Savita has done something
Promptly, no,
successfully.
that is adverb.
Okay. Can I say? It's actually appropriately. You have did it appropriately. Okay. Distinguished Toastmaster Durga happened to call Toastmaster Sridevi ma'am has dash storyteller.
Scintillating.
Perfect. Good. TMOD of the day happened to call himself as what student?
Backbencher.
Outstanding.
Naughty first. No, that is in the end of the speech. First, mischievous and naughty. Okay. And I am conducting the meeting. I am conducting the listening master. Without me, one question I have to do it right. Toastmaster Lata actually appreciated me after impromptu speech, saying, "You are great in what?" And the adjective was it cannot be an
Planning.
adjective proper. Yes, like
Planning.
partial adjective, that one. And most of you would know what I am doing. So this session is dedicated to that. Tamil cinema analogy session. Okay, we had so many analogies in our speech. What song does Toastmaster Savita was singing in Toastmaster Felix speech?
Rara.
Rara.
Okay. What was happening in Toastmaster Vignesh's mind? And what was that song? Exactly. And Toastmaster Savita happened to use one of the greatest phrase in Tamil cinema to start our speech.
Kutti story.
She said, I am going to say, yes,
Kutti
that's
story.
Kutti story. Good. And we have one famous dialogue said by Toastmaster Uma in her speech. What was that?
அது ஏன்டா என்ன பார்த்து அந்த கேள்வி?
அது ஏன்டா என்ன
அதை ஏன்டா என்ன பார்த்து அந்த கேள்வி கேட்ட? This session is called, third session is called analogy session. We had a lot of analogies. For putting ideas in mind, Toastmaster Sridevi used one analogy. She compared that to that placing, she used one analogy word.
Put it in a jar.
Exactly. Yes. And we have Toastmaster Vignesh comparing analogy towards one flying. Something was flying like the papers were flying like to the smell. Something he said to the food comparison.
Biryani.
Exactly. Congratulations for the Toastmaster Ruby. And we have one more food analogy. And that was said. It was analogy to whom? Said by whom to whom?
Felix said to Srideva, Idli Sambar.
Exactly. Idli Sambar. We even have two animal analogy in our speech today. One happened before speech. Toastmaster Savita said related something towards Sridevi ma'am's camera, and Sridevi ma'am said the animal.
Bat.
Exactly. What was another analogy animal we happened to notice in Toastmaster?
Monkey.
Okay, superb. And I have only one more question. ரொம்ப serious question. Master asked the young man to take what?
Salt.
Water with salt.
It's salt. That's
Salt.
Oh, to Toastmaster. Distinguished Toastmaster.
Wow, that was a great way of conducting listening master session. Great. Thank you, ma'am. So with that, we are coming to the end for the evaluation session. So overall, it was a great session. There was no gold bricking. Everyone did their best to the fullest in meeting all the roles and responsibilities. And 4 scintillating speeches and a skilled storyteller evaluated that as well. And we have a pertinent table topic session conducted by Toastmaster Lada ma'am. And finally, the team who has brought out who has really brought out the rational decision maker from all of us. Kudos to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nagamanikam. So with that, we are started on time and we are little late for today's winding to end up the session, but hopefully we'll see how it goes. So with that note, let me hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nagamanikam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga ma'am. Yes, to conclude the theme, whatever we have discussed on the procrastination, so far we have discussed what is procrastination, how it is happening inside the mind, the monkey, the rational thinker, the panic master, and their roles. So these are all the things we have discussed till now, and we have discussed only one type of procrastination, that is procrastination with the deadlines. But we have also another type of procrastination, the procrastination without deadlines. You see, for example, spending time with your family, doing exercise. These are all things which don't have any deadlines. So if there is no deadline at all, then the monkey can enjoy, because the panic master will never ever wake up. So, and this is the place where we all have the guilt, anxiety, grief, things in our mind. For example, if you want to become an entrepreneur or a self-made person on certain things, or if you want to become a public speaker, there is no deadline for you, and that is the advantage for the monkey. So at least from today onwards, let us try to keep a deadline for each and everything, so that we don't want to procrastinate. And next time when you feel that you are procrastinating, just think about the monkey, or take the monkey from your brain and keep it outside. With that, I conclude my speech for being a Toastmaster of the day. Hope you all enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed the meeting really well today. Thank you. Over to you, presiding officer. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Just a minute. The Toastmasters, I'm launching the polls. Please do cast your votes. Okay, just give me a minute. Really sorry. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, first of all, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nagamanikam, for actually bringing up the topic that we all are aware about. Aware about the procrastination. It's a very major issue, but we never think about okay, why it is actually happening and what actually happens in the mind of a major procrastinator. And it was a really, really very good session, very interesting session. And second, I would like to thank each and every speakers who agreed to be part of the storytelling marathon. And a special thanks to Toastmaster Sridevi for continuously evaluating each and everyone without any break. That's a really difficult task, ma'am. Thank you so much for doing. As we are not
Thank you.
having any guests, I guess we'll hear from Toastmaster Anand, our president, about his opinion.
Uh, Before that, Abhinav, sorry to interrupt, but for the polls and quizzes, I see only two options for the best speaker. Is it something for everyone? Because there are
Yeah,
four.
two other rest of the two were time-based calls, right?
Okay.
Yes, Anand sir.
Yes. Thank you very much, BPE Toastmaster Abhinaya, for giving me a chance to speak. It was an amazing meeting. So I have read one thing called as 70-20-10 rule. Okay. Suppose if you attend any training program, how much of learning take place? As per the study, only 10% of the learning take place. When storytelling session was there, at that time we all attended. Only 10% of the learning take place. When we practice for that storytelling, doing the rehearsal in front of the mirrors, using the voice modulation, everything, that during that time, 20% of the learning take place. Then the 70% of the learning, real learning take place, the transformation take place when you narrate the story in front of the audience and when you get the constructive feedback to refine yourself to the next level, then the 70% of the learning take place. It was an amazing meeting. Whatever we have learned, we have put it into the application. The knowledge is not power. The application of the knowledge is more powerful. Really, my heartfelt thanks to our area director, Toastmaster Sridevi ma'am, for giving the constructive feedback. And also thanks to our VPPR, Toastmaster Savita, for suggesting such an activity. She was instrumental for bringing such a great activity. And third, I heartfelt thanks to our VPE for Toastmaster Abhinavya for organizing properly. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhinavya.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now the results are ready. I'll just share it. Congratulations, Toastmaster Savita, for winning the best speaker. Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Janaki. Congratulations, Toastmaster Janaki. Best role player, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nagamanikyam. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nagamanikyam. And again, best ancillary role player, the teacher of today's meeting, Toastmaster Janaki, for listening master role. Congratulations, Toastmaster Janaki. And thank you so much, each and everyone who have joined us today. It was a great meeting and it wouldn't be successful without your help. So let us meet on the same day at the same time next week with another interesting session. And with that, I would like to officially adjourn the meeting number 258. And meeting room is open for next.